Space, the final frontier, a canvas of darkness sprinkled with the dust of a billion stars. The moon, a celestial pearl in our night sky, has beckoned us closer, whispering tales of adventure and discovery. With advancements in technology and a spirit of unyielding determination, we have embarked on a new era of space exploration. Every mission, every launch, every step taken beyond Earth is a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit. The year is 2023. The world watches as NASA prepares for its most ambitious mission yet, Artemis VII. Artemis VII aims to establish a permanent foothold on the lunar surface. A team of 5 extraordinary individuals, led by Commander Sarah Reid, will push the boundaries of human exploration. Their primary objective is constructing a permanent lunar base, a hub for scientific research and future missions. The Kennedy Space Center crackles with anticipation. Floodlights illuminate the launch pad, casting long shadows that dance with the nervous excitement of the assembled crowd. Towering above it all is the mighty Artemis VII spacecraft, a symbol of human ambition and technological prowess. As the final countdown echoes through the humid Florida air, the world holds its breath. The engines ignite, unleashing a torrent of fire and fury. Slowly, majestically, the mighty rocket begins its ascent, a blazing torch of hope and ambition. Tonight, humanity dares to dream a little bigger as Artemis VII embarks on its journey to the moon. The roar of the engines reverberated through the Kennedy Space Center, a visceral symphony of power and ambition. The ground trembled as Artemis VII, a monument to human ingenuity, tore itself free from Earth's embrace. Inside the command module, Commander Sarah Reid and her crew absorbed the immense G-forces, their years of training kicking in as they monitored the ascent. Below them, the world shrunk, transforming into a swirling blue and green marble against the inky black void.
All systems are nominal.
The Florida coastline blurred, then vanished altogether as Artemis VII ascended through the atmosphere. The rumble of the engines subsided as the first stage separated, a fiery spectacle against the blackness. Weightlessness descended upon the cabin, a sensation both exhilarating and disorienting.
Stage separation confirmed. We're in 0G, folks.
The next several hours passed in a blur of systems checks and trajectory adjustments as the crew settled into the rhythm of their journey. The Earth, a distant beacon of life, shrank with each passing moment as the vastness of space enveloped them. The silence of the void, broken only by the hum of the spacecraft's life support systems, was both awe-inspiring and unsettling.
Reid found solace in the routine, in the familiar rituals of spaceflight that grounded her in the face of the unknown. She reviewed the mission parameters, her mind already tracing the contours of the lunar landscape they would soon call home.
Outside, the cosmos put on a silent show. Stars, unblinking and ancient, formed a breathtaking canopy overhead, a stark contrast to the utter blackness that pressed in from all sides.
Tranquility Base, this is Artemis VII, approaching lunar orbit. We are on schedule and systems are nominal.
Excitement crackled in the cabin, a palpable energy that belied the crew's outward professionalism. Each member of the team was acutely aware of the historical significance of their mission. On the monitors, the lunar surface resolved into sharp detail, a stark grey landscape. The craters and lava flows told the story of a celestial body shaped by ancient forces.
Initiating lunar orbit insertion burn, announced Flight Engineer Jackson. All systems are green.
The spacecraft shuddered as the engines roared back to life. The thrusters fired with precision, guiding Artemis VII into its designated orbit around the moon. From their vantage point, the crew could see Earth rising over the lunar horizon, a breathtaking reminder of their home planet and the vastness of space. Through the triangular viewport, the crew gazed out at a landscape both alien and strangely familiar. The Earth, a vibrant blue and white sphere, hung low on the horizon. The lunar module, christened Phoenix, touched down on the Sea of Tranquility, kicking up a fine spray of moon dust.
Touchdown confirmed. Announced lunar module pilot Davis. Phoenix has landed.
A wave of relief, mingled with exhilaration, swept through the small cabin. They had made it. The first few hours on the lunar surface were a blur of activity. The crew, energized by the success of their landing, worked with practiced efficiency. It was during one of these routine exploration sorties that Dr. Lewis noticed something unusual.
Commander, I'm picking up an anomalous reading on my instruments. There's a significant metallic signature about 2 clicks west of our current position.
Intrigued, Reed redirected the team towards the anomaly. Half buried in the regolith lay a spacecraft not of human design. The alien craft was unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. Its sleek, almost organic lines a stark contrast to the utilitarian design of their own lunar module. It was ancient, its surface pockmarked and scarred, bearing the silent testimony of countless micrometeorite impacts, yet it exuded an undeniable aura of advanced technology, a testament to the ingenuity of a long-vanished civilization.
This changes everything.
The realization hung heavy in the air, a mixture of awe, fear, and the sudden awareness of the vastness of the universe. Cautiously, the astronauts approached the alien craft, their every movement scrutinized by the cameras of a billion watchful eyes back on Earth. The air inside the alien spacecraft was heavy, thick with the dust of ages. A silence so profound it seemed to press against their eardrums. The faint glow from their helmet lamps illuminated strange symbols. Their initial awe gave way to a growing unease. They moved cautiously through the vessel's labyrinthine corridors.
I'm picking up some strange readings on my biosensors.
The hairs on the back of Reed's neck prickled. Something wasn't right. A sudden flicker of movement in the shadows made her stiffen.
Did you see that?
The other astronauts froze, their eyes scanning the darkness. They were not alone in this tomb of stars. The symbols began to pulsate with an eerie light, casting strange shadows. One astronaut reached out, hand trembling, to touch the glowing symbols. A sudden flash of light made them all recoil in shock. Confusion and fear etched on their faces. They knew they had awakened something ancient. The deeper they ventured into the alien spacecraft, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air seemed to grow colder, the silence more profound. It was as if the very walls were whispering forgotten secrets.
I'm seeing things, shapes moving in the shadows.
He stumbled back, his face pale and slick with sweat. Reed fought down a wave of primal fear, hallucinations.
Easy, Doc. It's just the stress.
A cold draft swept through the corridor, whispering from the walls. Reed could have sworn she saw a figure with eyes that burned with a cold, malevolent light.
We need to get out of here. This place, it feels wrong. The fear was palpable, gripping them all in its icy hold. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows that danced on the walls, heightening their sense of dread. They checked their equipment, hoping for some rational explanation, but found none. In the reflection of a window, a ghostly figure seemed to loom, watching them with unseen eyes.
This is madness. We're losing it. The crew's once orderly exploration descended into a chaotic scramble for the exit. Panic, contagious and insidious, spread through their ranks like a virus. The whispers grew louder, morphing into guttural chants that seemed to claw at the edges of their sanity.
No! Dr. Lewis, his eyes wide with terror, tore off his helmet, gasping for air in the lifeless void.
Reed screamed, her voice raw with terror and grief. They were trapped in a nightmare, hunted by something they couldn't see, couldn't fight. Terror threatened to consume Commander Reed. She fought back the rising panic, clinging to her training. The whispers, no longer mere murmurs, swirled around them, clawing at their sanity.
They're getting louder. We need to get out of here, Commander. The walls are closing in, and the whispers. They're inside our heads.
The airlock, their only salvation, seemed a lifetime away. Each step towards it felt like wading through a nightmare. The voice, filled with sorrow and a profound sense of loss, washed over them, painting vivid images in their minds. They saw a once mighty civilization, their technology far surpassing humanity's, reaching for the stars, only to be struck down by a force of unimaginable power. They saw the alien spacecraft, their vessel of hope and exploration, transformed into a tomb, its crew trapped between life and death. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the voice faded, leaving behind a silence even more profound than before. As the echoes died away, a figure began to coalesce in the center of the chamber. It shimmered, translucent at first, then solidifying into the form of a humanoid figure, tall and slender, clad in a spacesuit of an unknown design.
Beware, the darkness consumes all.
As she stared at them, she realized they resembled the markings she had seen earlier, the ones Dr. Chen had been eager to decipher.
Chen, the symbols, can you read them?
It's a warning, a prophecy. They knew this would happen.
The figure faded, dissolving into motes of light, leaving behind the echo of its warning. The shadows seemed to whisper secrets, hinting at the prophecy's deeper meaning. She found an ancient artifact, its glow pulsating with an otherworldly energy. The artifact's light illuminated her face, revealing a mix of awe and fear. She turned and ran through the corridor, urgency driving her every step. Outside, the spaceship floated silently, surrounded by the vastness of space. Determination filled her eyes as she prepared to face the unknown. The silence after the apparition's departure was deafening. The astronauts, still reeling, struggled to process the dire prophecy. The darkness was coming, a formless, insatiable force. Reed, drawing on hidden strength, forced herself to focus. They weren't dead yet. There had to be a way out.
Chen, what else can you tell us? Was there anything in the prophecy about escaping?
Chen shook her head slowly.
The prophecy speaks only of the darkness, its hunger, its power to consume. There's no mention of escape.
Her words extinguished the last flicker of optimism in Reed's heart, but then her gaze fell upon the alien control panel. An idea, desperate and dangerous, began to form.
Jackson, can you interface with this system, bypass the controls, rig something up? We have to try something, anything to survive. Jackson, his face pale but resolute, nodded slowly.
I can try, Commander, but no guarantees. This tech, it's like nothing I've ever seen.
He moved to the control panel, his fingers dancing across the alien symbols. Time seemed to slip away with each passing second. The air grew heavy with the stench of fear.
I'm getting something. There's a power source, a central conduit. I think I can overload it, create a feedback loop, but it'll be risky.
It's a risk we have to take.
They were out of options, backed into a corner with nowhere left to run, and Commander Sarah Reed had never been one to surrender without a fight.
Do it.
Almost there. Just a few more seconds. The air crackled with anticipation as Jackson, his fingers a blur of motion, worked feverishly on the alien console. The lights in the chamber flickered erratically, casting grotesque shadows that danced across the walls.
Now! Beads of sweat dripped from his brow, his face illuminated by the eerie glow of the alien display.
Jackson, his hand trembling, slammed his fist down on the final symbol. The alien engine roared back to life, its power surging through the ancient vessel. The ancient spacecraft bucked and shuddered, its metal hull groaning under the strain. Every creak and groan seemed to echo the desperation of its passengers. Sparks showered from the control panel, brief flares of white against the eerie green glow. The alien symbols flickered ominously, casting strange shadows. The whispers, their voices reaching a deafening crescendo, urged them to flee. The astronauts' faces were etched with fear and determination. It's working, the airlock. It's cycling. The hope in their eyes was palpable, a glimmer of salvation in the darkness. They tumbled through the airlock, the hiss of escaping atmosphere, a symphony of salvation. Each breath they took felt like a victory against the void. For a moment, there was only the blessed silence of the void. The astronauts' faces softened, relief washing over them as they realized they had survived. Back on Earth, the world watched as the crew of Artemis VII, presumed lost, reappeared in lunar orbit. Their haggard faces, eyes filled with wisdom born of terror and survival, were a stark reminder of the price of exploration. The lunar base project was put on indefinite hold. The ancient spacecraft, its final resting place, a blazing inferno, became a monument to hubris.
But Commander Sarah Reed knew the truth. She carried the memory of the ancient astronauts' warning. As she gazed at Earth, she felt they had been given a second chance. Humanity had been warned. Subscribe for more from Mr. Thrillseeker and make sure to share if you dare. Stick around for more haunting stories.